My sunshine, my sunshine.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another Motivation Monday. So, on this Monday, what I'd like to say to you is look on the bright side. Yes, we're going through a pandemic. A lot of people are out of jobs, kids are out of school, and yes, there's a financial burden for a lot of people. However, oftentimes parents are working a lot. Sometimes when they get home, kids are already in bed, if they have a babysitter or a parent that look after the kids. By the time they leave in the morning, the kids are going off to school. By the time they get home, the kids are in bed and they don't get enough time to spend with the kids. So use this time to bond with your children, find out things that probably they wanted to tell you but never got the chance to because they want to tell you something but they gotta go or you gotta go or whatever. This time reconnect with your kids, your wife, your partner, and find out everything that went on in the time that was busy that has passed that you didn't get to spend a lot of time together. Find out if there's anything that they're holding back, something they wanted to talk to you about that now they have the time that you really could sit and listen and try to listen without judgment, because oftentimes, especially with parents and kids, the kids don't want to tell the parents certain things they are afraid to tell the parents. But it's better the children tell you than tell a friend who will tell it to another friend who will tell it to another friend, and it will be going on, and then it may get back to you, and it may get back to you in not a positive light. So spend time with your children, find out if, they have certain things, they have problems trying to figure out, if it's kids that are about to graduate and they're forcing themselves to go off to college and do something that they don't want to do because that's what you want. Find out all these things because you don't want to have kids miserable because they're doing something to please you that they don't want. So spend this time that you have bonding with your children. Since you're stuck indoors, bake cookies, do, fun things. You could make sure that you give them some school activities because they're missing school. So you can make sure and give them some little assignments to do, school wise. But on the flip side of that, spend some time with them, and do fun things together. Even if it's something you might not like, but your child likes to paint, sit with them and draw. It doesn't have to be perfect. Kids remember all the things that you didn't do. So even though you might do one thing in between, or you might buy them shoes and a new phone, and yes, it's fun for a minute, but deep down, when kids get older, they remember things you did with them. You remember when we went to this park, or remember when, you put paint on my face, or whatever the case may be. Remember when we baked cookies and I got to do whatever colors I want, and I made some to look like stars or whatever. You know what I mean? Moments that you can't get back. Spend quality time with your spouse, because oftentimes also you have spouses that work separate shifts. So one person is going in the morning, and by the time that person comes in, the other one is on the way out the door or already left. So they're not getting to spend much time together. And by the time the both of them are together, they're dog tired and passed out in the bed. So they don't get to talk about, little issues or share things that maybe have happened on the job that they want the other person's input on or what have you. You know what I mean? So take this time and spend it wisely. Clear out your closet, get rid of stuff you're not wearing, give it to the less fortunate, you know, do some spring cleaning, empty boxes, shred papers, do things that when you come from work normally you'll be too tired to do. And when you have the day off, you want to do laundry and cook and whatever, and you keep postponing these things. Stop procrastinating and do things that you've wanted to do but never did because you did not have the time. Start a channel. If you don't have a channel and you always wanted to start one, start one. What should your first video be about? The crisis right now. How are you coping in the crisis? What's going on around you? As for me, I'm staying indoors. I'm not well. My immune system is not at its best. I'm not taking any chances. I'm staying indoors. I have groceries brought to me. I order food from the supermarket and have it delivered. I have my meds from the pharmacy. I get it delivered. I'm staying indoors. Okay? So who could stay indoors and don't have to go out, don't venture out? There are some people, like the people in the medical field, have to go to work. Stay safe. I know a lot of you, all your nerves are a wreck because every day you're dealing with countless numbers of people going backward and forward, and you don't know who has it and who don't. And I'm sure, you're losing sleep when you, even at home and should be resting, you can't sleep because you're worried about this. And as much as people would say, don't worry, fear is not of God, we're human. I'll be afraid too if I have to deal with this because, unlike an STD or something that people were already worried, well, most people, I'd like to think, would be worried about an STD. At least you know that is preventative. There's preventative measures to take against that. You could either stay, abstain from it, or you make sure you're protected. But in this scenario, there's no make sure you're protected. You could wash your hands how many times you want to. You could do the best you can, but you could still come into contact with someone and it could still spread to you. You don't even know you have it. You're passing it to your husband, your wife, your kids, and so on. So it's a scary thing to think of. That is so easy to get, and as of yet, we have yet to hear of a cure. You know what I mean? So try to calm your nerves and still try to do things that are fun. Because if you sit all day and just look at the news, and all the different social media, even everywhere you turn, is talking about the same thing, it's depressing. It gets very depressing and monotonous. So in between that, you have to find things to balance the scale. You have to find things that are fun. Listen to music if you like dancehall because it gets your blood flowing. Listen to it, sing, dance. You have to take your mind from this doom and gloom. It's like you're sitting down waiting to die. You know what I mean? Do things you always wanted to do. Get a Monopoly. I wish I could get a Monopoly right now. I haven't seen one of that in years. I love Monopoly. Get some things that you like, and if you have a big family, play games. Some people have no one to play or do anything with. They're alone. And, you just listen to music and you watch videos and you try to watch Netflix and whatever. Because sitting down in that doom and gloom mindset 24 hours a day is a no bueno. You know what I mean? So as I said, do the best you can. Try to think of positive things. If you wanted to go on a diet, and when you was working every day, you was buying junk, fast food outside and junk. Now you're home. It's your time to prepare meals for your family from scratch. Prepare meals that are healthy because you're preparing it yourself, so you could omit certain ingredients and substitute it for others, and take care of yourself. And as I say, bond with your family and spend this time wisely, because when you do go back out to work, your kids will remember, your spouse will remember, oh, we used this time to bond. And a lot of people, I'm very sure, are bonding to the extreme. In the next 9 months, we may have a bunch of, a lot of corona babies. But, stay safe, keep wrapped up if you can. For couples who are married and probably been trying to have a baby and they, the hours they work weren't permitting this, now's the time, you know, to get to work. So I don't want to draw this out too much. I don't know why my throat is really sore and I need to sleep. So have a blessed day. If I didn't say before, I hope you had a beautiful weekend. Love you guys. See you in the next video. Be safe out there. Okay, and do the best you can. That's all you could do. If you're new, please like, share, and subscribe. Love you all. Smooches.
Yo, tell them say we run it like a marathon. We no pet powder pumper man. We travel with the contraband. We put the seed them on the land. We that come from Amsterdam. Some man call for Babylon ambulance. When they smell it, them say whoa, na 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 na. Extend no longer that you answer them. No understand the plan phenomenon. Na 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 original. There's no other than. Yes you can talk like a bomb. And me drop us on my bomb. Lyrically say me better than this and that. They think they but me nothing so Jojo. Tell them when we link up. They think set still. Yo, we not fit take pill. Hey yo, Queen Rocks tell them. Them think them but we not think so. Them I go see how far the link go. Yo, let me tell you, sir, GTA represent for Jojo, aka Roxlax, aka Queen Rocks on the block with the candy drops. You don't know a thing going on. Big up yourself, Jojo. Don't know GTA said that straight out of Spanish Town. No schooling.